Coach, as you look at this Iowa defense, what jumps out to you?
Well, there's an identity, and there's just years of teams trying to attack their defense. So there's like they have a Rolodex of everything that they've seen over the years, and you just feel like they have an answer for everything you do now. They still have to stop it. So ultimately, it's going to come down to fundamentals and how hard we play and how physical we play and how disciplined we are. You gotta execute down the field. You can't have penalties. You can't have drop passes. You can't have those types of things. They force you to play clean football all the way down the field.
The big challenge, I think, and like you've said, we're going to find out, is your offense against that defense. Can you run the ball on them, do you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it ain't going to be easy. But we got to move the line of scrimmage, and we got to get them to the safeties, and the wide receivers got to be involved, the tight end's got to be involved, the line got to make move, Will's got to be involved, and then we got to run through contact. When the 2-yard runs got to be 4- and 5-yard runs.
You've talked about being the hardest working team in America, hair on fire, and just toughness.
Yep.
This is what you've been pointing to.
Oh yeah.
Like this, right?
Yeah. This is Big Ten football, and we're at home, which is great, but. When you talk about, getting some feedback on where you stand, we'll get some great feedback on Saturday. And I think our guys are excited about that. I mean, the whole program's been challenged to figure out where we are.
Obviously, it's going to be a physical matchup. It's going to be physical for your defense because they want to play smash mouth and run the ball.
Yep, that's right. Same thing on both sides of the ball, which is great. It's why we've been working so hard for these opportunities.
As you look at your club right now, what needs to be, if you had to pick 3 things that need to be better on Saturday, what would they be? Or is there 2?
No, there's all kinds of things. We need to be better at everything. Yeah, we need to be better at everything. Across the board, we've got to be better at everything. And, there's certain things that, there's a cause and effect for everything that, you make adjustments on a weekly basis, thinking that, okay, you can adjust with this type of thing, but like across the board, when you talk about execution, you talk about effort, you talk about, knowing your assignments, all those things. We all can be better. And as the competition ramps up, you learn more and more on where you are. You find out and get more feedback on where you are. So every week we have to upgrade. And there's a lot of things to grow from last week.
Every week I think the competition level went up, but this is going to be rock'em sock'em.
No,
For some of the young guys that this is going to be their first experience, there's only one way to experience.
I'm trying to tell them, I'm getting them ready, man. This is a good football team. They play hard. I'm just telling you, this is a good football team. We got to come ready to play. And, I've said it from the jump, and I challenge everybody in the whole building. And so, the guys, I think, we have their attention because they're listening, and we're hammering the message. And I think the staff's done a good job of relaying the message. But I also think, our leaders understand too, and ultimately, it's not about them, it's about us. But we know what we're up against this week.
Last thing, you talk about the players. The 12th man has to show up in this one, right?
That's big, Dom. For them on offense, they use a cadence, and they use that cadence to their advantage. When they're in Ohio Stadium, they shouldn't be able to use a cadence. So the louder our crowd can be, and now that's creating a lot of change. It changes how you do things. It changes. You have to go on silent when you're under center. I mean, the loudest stadiums in the country, they can't hear the quarterback under center. So the louder we can be when they're on offense, the more difficult it's going to be. And if we can ever force them into a silent cadence, now you're allowing Tyleek and Jack and Oliver Ty and JT and all the guys to have a huge advantage. When they're under center and they're using that cadence, it's advantage them. So the louder Ohio Stadium can be when they have the ball, it's really going to help our defense.
You mentioned Tyleek. This is the last thing. Everybody healthy?
Not everybody, no, but it's good to have Tyleek back. He makes a big difference inside.